Major breaking news, sweet news for Africa. The United States of America has finally accepted to pull their troops away from Niger. They have more than 1,000 troops in Niger, and they have finally agreed to pull their troops. This is coming after they had reluctantly stayed quiet, despite the fact that last month in March, the military junta Abdurrahman Tiani had asked that they should remove their military base in his country and that they were there illegally. I will play you this report and this analysis so that you can watch it, so that you can have an understanding. We had done a live program this afternoon where we were talking about the same fact that U.S. will be forced to leave Niger because the tactics that Abdurrahman Tiani, Niger military junta, used against the French is the same tactics that they are using against America. If you refuse to leave my country, no problem. Your military base is there, but I have sovereignty around my nation, so I will surround the entire area that you are, prevent anybody from having access to that area. I declare that area is state of emergency, and so when you run out of supply, you will now be forced, and that's why American government has accepted, and I said it earlier this afternoon, that American government will be forced out and that they will have no option to leave Niger. So now they are leaving Niger, and this time around they are leaving in the same way that the French left. But the question is, they are leaving, where are they going to? They will still remain in Africa because one of our own gullible African leaders will welcome this foreign military base. That is Ghana. They will be leaving, hopefully they will be going to Ghana. So these 1,000 troops will be going to Ghana. I want you to watch this report.
U.S. media reports say Washington has agreed to withdraw troops from Niger. The base in the West African country has been key in counterterrorism efforts in the Sahel region. But Niger's ruling junta canceled a military cooperation agreement with Washington last month and demanded the troop withdrawal. Protests against the U.S. presence have taken place since a military coup last July. The U.S. currently has around 1,000 soldiers in Niger. Let's cross over to Isio Erich in Berlin. He is a journalist who specializes in the Sahel region. Isio, it's nice to have you here. Why has the U.S. government agreed to withdraw its soldiers from Niger?
I think the question leads to the core of the problem. After all, Niger is a sovereign state, so why wouldn't they? I think the US learned a lot from the events surrounding the retreat of French soldiers from Niger. The French government didn't want to leave, and in the end they were pretty much forced out, and all ties between Niger and France have been cut ever since, at least for the moment. The US don't want that to happen, so they try to maintain a relationship somehow.
Meanwhile, Niger is getting closer and closer to Moscow. What led to Niger's closer ties with Russia?
I think it's a lot about sovereignty. The coup d'etat is seen in a big part of the population as a move towards a liberation from a corrupt political system in Niger, and also from oppression by foreign powers. So the idea of sovereignty is very high in the popularity, and liberating themselves from having one partner only, in that case the West, is seen as a means of gaining more leverage in the construction of a new world order, with Niger in a better place in it.
I'm curious about your perspective on this. Will the U.S.